The Nintendo Switch is full to the brim with games. Every week there are over 300 games on sale at any one time, in fact. Well, that's where we come in. I'm Joe Zamero, and every Sunday we go bargain hunting to help uncover the eShop deals worth picking up. Speaking of which, this video is brought to you by Hypercharge Unboxed. Recently, the dev team Digital Cyber Cherries released a Switch demo, so jump in and give it a try. The demo includes the tutorial, some PvE and PvP content for you to test out before parting ways with your cash on this awesome wave-based shooter set in a miniature toy world. There's always new content being added, and the number of modes has steadily been growing. So give the demo a try, and if you enjoy it, there's a link below to pick it up. So, what are the best eShop games on sale in the UK, US and EU right now? Let's jump in and take a look. I'm going in with a real bargain this week for my pick of the week. If you missed it last time, Super Chariot, the platform puzzler from Microids, has a chunky 90% off. Playing as a princess and her fiancé, you need to drag a chariot with the late king's remains through 25 subterranean levels to his final resting place. Along the way, you are taunted by the ungrateful king's ghosts, face enemies, gather loot, and take physics-based puzzles on. It's a well-accomplished game that has replayability and plenty of fun moments and secrets to find. It's decent on your own, but is a real treat in local co-op, either in tabletop mode or on a TV. It's a solid package, and at this low cost, you really cannot go wrong. Juan, what is your pick this week?
Hey then everyone, thanks very much James. I've gone for the Warlock of Firetop Mountain Goblin Scourge Edition. That is a mouthful, but currently has 90% off, and well, dependent on your playstyle, there'll be a hero here to suit you in this turn-based strategy combat game where you can play through thousands of story options and dozens of major quests too. There's lots of different types of attacks. You can use poison, crossbows, holy magic, and of course a sword and shield. However you want to take down the monsters is completely up to you. And this has some really lovely visuals. I love those sort of crafted miniatures. And of course, if you love goblins, then there's plenty of those too in this Scourge edition. You can also play as a monster in the gauntlet if you want to. So I had a lot of fun with this one, and I'm glad that it's in the bargain basement again. Gives people a chance to pick this one up and give it a go, because it was a real surprise to me. Have a good week everybody, and we'll see you again next week. Take care.
Great pick there, Juan. Something a little bit different. Next up, it's Rune Factory 4. Now, this was originally released on the 3DS, a superb farming sim with a lean on the RPG elements compared to its main competitors. This is a top-notch open-world game to sink lots and lots of hours into. They brought this out before releasing the new title earlier this year, and now it's on sale. It's a really nice pickup. This special edition version includes the DLC that came out and improves the presentation, but mostly it's just a really solid port. So if you never played this, it's a really nice time to give this one a go. The Switch has sneakily become a bit of a rhythm game home with plenty of nice options. Musynx is one of them, and it's a solid and pretty simple affair that doesn't mess around with story or much else. It just puts the music front and center, giving it a very arcade-like feel. The controls are rock solid, having started life as a mobile title. As a result, the touch controls are spot on, and there are a few difficulty options to enjoy depending on your ability. Gameplay wise, this follows the Guitar Hero style of games, with notes coming towards you and corresponding buttons needing to be pressed or held at the right time. In terms of tracks, there are over 80 on offer. There's a mix of Japanese, English, but mostly Chinese pop and electro beats. Not what I would say are my personal go-to tunes, but they are catchy and work well here. With 70% off, it's a nice alternative to the big boys. Reduced from $20 to just $2, Hard West is worth buying purely on price. But on top of that, this is actually a very good turn-based tactical game, which we really enjoyed here at SwitchWatch. This one went on sale in the UK and the EU a couple of weeks ago, and now it's a bargain in the US. It was a tad expensive at the time, but if you love Western games with a twist, then check this one out. Here we have Western legends, demons, arcane rituals, and even satanic cults. But the combat and story is enough to get you invested into the game and its lore. This is a fantastic bargain for sure. If you like sports games, then Super Blood Hockey is an excellent little game which is tight to control, is violent if you want it to be, whilst you can turn the blood off for the hockey fights if you are a little bit on the squeamish side or have a family with you. This is best experience when playing against a friend and is very addictive indeed. Everything in this game just feels right to play, and that's all that matters here. This is simply fun to play. With 70% off, now is the time to buy this one. The Blazblue series of 2D fighters is rightly regarded as a beast. Competitive and intricate fighting gameplay shines here in this port, which has been done really well, and it packs lots and lots of modes and characters. A fully fleshed story and a healthy roster of characters that is, in my opinion, much better than cross-tag battle. Mana Spark is a game that has been on sale a few times now, but at 90% off we simply couldn't leave it off. For less than £1, this accomplished dungeon crawler is a steal. It had some real issues at launch and the devs sorted all of those out, and what we are left with is a really solid, just one more run type of roguelike game. Now you'll notice that this and a lot of the games this week are on sale either in the UK and EU or the US, but not both. But as the Switch is region free, you're able to purchase games from other regions if you fancy it, and there's a link in the description down below on just how to do that. Phantom Doctrine is a strategic turn-based espionage thriller game. It plays out like XCOM set in the spy world. You manage your network of spies and send them on missions where stealth is often the best option. Set at the height of the Cold War, this is all CIA and KGB. In between missions, you manage the tedious tasks of a spy network, and it can become tedious indeed with so many small things to do. It's a great concept, but its execution leads to something less fluid than you might expect. If you're a fan of tactics and dictating from the shadows though, this one might be for you. Red Wings Aces of the Sky is a casual arcade aerial dogfighting game set amongst the backdrop of World War I. The tale is broken down into two campaigns. Essentially, these are the same series of events told from either side. There is a nice comic book style at the storytelling in between battles, but the story isn't really the main draw here. It's not massively deep or central to the gameplay. The controls are decent, and that is what matters. Taking to the skies and blowing your foes out of the air is what brings you back across the game's 50 or so missions. Mission variety is sadly lacking with only 3 different types of mission, so this one is unlikely to hold your attention for too long, but nevertheless, it's definitely enjoyable while it lasts. Blazing Beaks is a great little game to play with friends. Levels are randomly generated and you can play story mode with a friend cooperatively or alone. Either way, it's a blast. If you want to compete against friends, then there is a tournament mode too to test your skills against each other. And for us, we loved how simple it was to pick up and play and get into. Blasting foes is super fun and reminded us a little of Enter the Gungeon. This is the perfect game to play with mates and family this Christmas. Urban Flow sounded a little bit dull to me on paper. A puzzle game in which you direct traffic doesn't particularly do it for me. And yet saying that, Urban Flow is simple and really fun to play. Set across 100 levels, it's all about feeling the flow to direct traffic and keep on top of the various mechanics. It's quite rhythmic to play and can be enjoyed in multiplayer as well. On the Switch, you have Sonic Mania as a fabulous retro Sonic experience. 2D platforming and fast-paced monster bashing, and Freedom Planet, an indie love letter that is very much a direct clone of those classic Sonic games. That's not a bad thing when you consider how much they got right. In fact, Jordan gave this a super solid 8.5 out of 10. Check out his review to see just how much he enjoyed it. And it's been ages, we're still waiting for the long-anticipated sequel. I can't wait for that one. Earthlock is a love letter to JRPGs of the PS1 era with its turn-based combat, open world to explore, and classic mechanics. The game is well crafted, and whilst it's fair to say it's unlikely to be many people's absolute favourite, it does everything well and clocks up an impressive amount of content, making this one a real bargain at this price point if you're looking for bang for your money. If you love shooters and tower defense games, then you'll want to check this one out. There is an alien race bent on the destruction of Earth, and you get to play as the bad guy. X-Morph Defense does a great job of merging these genres together, and it's a really fun strategy game. With the added extra of recreating a scene from Independence Day movie, this is a top-notch package. With 90% off, you can't really go wrong. And there you have it, folks, a bunch of eShop games on sale that are worth looking at. What is your pick this week? Let us know. Now, we've had a lot of reviews come out this week, and thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. Check those out if you fancy it, and we'll see you again on the next one. Until then, take care.